If you're a newcomer to plants or just want a planted tank without all the work, go low light and low maintenance. Subscribe to Elysium, Blissful State of Mind, a place where we learn together. Planted aquariums have become very popular in the last decade. We can still keep attractive planted tanks without resorting to the relatively expensive and high-maintenance techniques demanded by high-tech planted tanks. The high-tech planted tank is not for everyone's taste or budget. What is a low-tech planted tank? These are tanks with low light and no addition of CO2, carbon dioxide reactor, to have a thriving planted tank. They are much easier to care for and a great way to get started with live plants. Substrate. All you need are a good substrate that is made of either a mix of dirt and sand covered by a layer of fine gravel or one of the many commercial planted aquarium substrates. Investing in a decent substrate is probably one of the wisest moves a planted tank owner can make, especially if you don't wish to rely on religiously dosing liquid fertilizers. Plants with roots can obtain almost all the required nutrients from the roots, so providing them with a nutritious substrate is important. Lighting. The other important factor for lighting is the color temperature, usually represented on the Kelvin scale, or K. Ideally, 6,500 Kelvin works best for most plants. It is close to regular sunlight and is often listed as natural or daylight bulbs. Most standard light fixtures that fit on tanks will put you in the low light range. So, as long as you get a bulb that is close to 6,500 Kelvin, then you should be good to go. Photo periods can be cut to as little as 6 hours, and this not only limits growth, but your electricity bill too. In larger aquaria, you can grow almost any plant with 2 T5 fluorescent tubes with reflectors, but you will need to add nutrients on a regular basis to help achieve healthy growth. The trick is to stick with lower light tolerant plants. The classic low light selection includes Cryptocorin, Anubias, mosses, Java ferns, and some stem plants such as Hydrophilia polysperma and Limnophilia sessiflora. Filtration. Filtration can be as simple as an air-driven sponge filter or as complex as a trickle filter. Choose a filter that will turn over the tank volume 1.5 to 4 times an hour. If you plan on having a lot of fish, 4 times an hour would be best. Little or no carbon filtration is best, as carbon can take up some trace elements beneficial to plants. Larger tanks can also be neglected with regards to water changes and left to mature with minimal maintenance. This is not really achievable in a nano aquarium, as the water may not be stable enough. Every tank gets some algae. Generally, most have some algae issues at first as you try to figure out the balance. Some algae will almost always be present, but with proper setup and care, you can minimize it to very little. Often snails are kept in planted tanks, whether by design or not. Many snails are very beneficial for plants, especially the Malaysian trumpet snail. They help dig around in the substrate to help with aeration and to break down the detritus so the plants can use it as fertilizer. Watch next, how to grow Java moss, or how to buy fish for aquarium.